Alright, so today, you guys may be thinking that we kind of stalled up here on Mayo. No, we've been just waiting on parts. I've been constantly ordering parts. So I've been doing what I can do, which is just going around cleaning up parts, painting parts, all that. Like see junk hanging, stuff's cleaned up here. So I'll show you around here real quick. Take a look at what we have cleaned up, what we painted. And then after that, I think we'll take the pistons out of this garage, do some rings, get that done. All right. Well, as I was saying, there's timing chain covered. My buddy bead blasted it. I blowed some aluminum blast paint on it. So there's that. We got the heads all scrubbed up. I've just been using brake clean and purple power and like brushes and shit. Got the oil pan, it's been bead blasted. Obviously I still got to clean it and brake clean it and kind of knock it down a little bit. Supercharger has been all cleaned up, that's done. I still got to do that bracket right there, the main one. The front one, I've already sanded it down. I repainted it. She looks fancy dancy. Got some more parts, has my rings and then head studs and all that junk. Like 7 fuel system. Then over here, I got the lower intake, which as you can see, was bead blasted by my buddy. I still got to clean that up. I'm gonna paint it with aluminum blast. And then if we go outside here, I've already got the upper intake. Got one coat on the upper intake, so it should be looking okay. Got her out here in the outside paint booth, you know, AKA trailer with some cardboard on it. Then to get its real breathing room here. So yeah, this is the first coat on it. It's not coming out bad at all. Look at that. It was bead blasted, and then I took brake clean and water and everything else to it. Cleaned it up, piece of Scotch Brite. And here's what I've been using on it. This stuff works great. The aluminum blast. That's some good stuff right there, man. So here's the bottom end. I'm sure I've already showed it before, but I don't know. I don't remember. My brain's about as long as my will. This is the bottom end. It's got a Eagle crank, and I think it's got scat rods in it, not Eagle. They're I-beam rods, but good enough. We're not gonna be slinging this thing to 7,500 RPM anyway. But yeah, I need to snatch the rods out of it. Not gonna touch the mains. All the bearings in this bottom end is new. I just put them in there last winter, and the motor has not been ran since I put the bearings and all in it. So all the bearings should still be fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and start knocking these rods out, knocking the pistons out, so we can get the gap in some ringage. I probably should look up and see what ring gap I need with boosted. So yeah, let me do that real quick. So this way I know exactly what we're working with here. All right. So here's all I do. As I'm sure everybody in the world does. This girdle in here obviously makes it a little tighter for you in here, but it's not a biggie. Just like every build in the world. I just take and loosen the cap up. I take a dead blow, give her a little tap tap to separate the cap against the rod, like so. And then finish taking the cap off. Then take the handle you dead blow, knock the piston out. Not real rocket science, but figured I'd show you guys as I was taking it apart. Just so the next scene wasn't just like, you know, it snatched apart. So you get the gist of it here. First thing I'm gonna do is get it away from that journal. There. Beautiful. So we don't tap into it. I'm gonna give her a couple of love taps there, just get her going. And then we're gonna push her out. Like so. And that'd be her. Like I said, more than likely I could have reused these rings that were already in her, but they're not that old. I mean, they haven't even been ran. But I know my luck. If I do that, something to happen, which I doubt it, but you get my gist here, fellas. All right, keep her moving, man. Get this thing done. as you can tell, the crank and all has already been polished. That's why I'm not pulling the crank back out, because I know it has new main bearings in it. I just put them in last winter when I freshened this engine up for the guy, and it was never ran. He sat in the shop. And the only reason I'm pulling the pistons back out, like I said, is to re-gap the rings, because we're going to put the boosticles to it. And those, when I put those in, was for NA. I mean, I'm only going to be running, I don't know, 12, 14 pounds of boost. So, I mean, I'd rather be safe. I don't want it to collapse the rings here. Press them together and snatch the top piston off. So, yeah. That is the reason why I'm leaving the girdle on it, not touching the mains. So I'm trying to do the least amount as possible. Because everything in here is beautiful. Like I said, all the bearings are new. Crank's been polished last time. So I don't have to do anything. I really could have reused the rings that's on the pistons and re-gapped them like I was saying. But Ed Thomas hooked me up with a new set of rings. So I figured, you know what, let's just go ahead, put new rings, new gap, so I don't have to worry about nothing. All right, let me get the rest of these pistons knocked out, and then we will move her on. Pistons be out. You're over here. I just always do that just because my memory sucks. Beep, beep, that way. So now, you start sticking some rings in her, getting her gappage. I still haven't looked up to see what the gap should be yet. So, I might have to do that. First, I think I'm gonna go outside and put another coat of paint on this whole intake. This paint can's all nice and warm from sitting out here in the sun. It's looking pretty good so far though. I don't know if the paint's getting on or the wind's just blowing away. Yeah, do none of those. Here's the hardest part, getting up right there. I'm gonna have to, once it dries, I'll probably have to lay it over. Put a nice coat inside of there. They said I used this on that tunnel ram mill they had on Eileen a few years ago. That's where I learned about this paint. A lot of times you get this aluminum blast, it looks, well, not aluminum blast, but you get aluminum paint, that's supposedly aluminum, and it looks more like just silver paint, which looks like crap when you really want an aluminum look. That part is down there. When it dries up, I might have to put a couple coats, like all the way up here in the bottom, just because where it's facing the cardboard, because it's not a pain to get to. All right, let that tack up, see what it looks like. If it needs it, I'll give it one more coat. Well, I'm telling you, I'm liking it. All right, so here's what the rings say. You know we're going to be doing the old boosticles. So up to 15 pounds, which I don't see me doing any more of that. This will be bore times 0.006. So I'm gonna get that. That'll be my top ring, and then the second ring is gonna be bore times 0.0065. All right. Well, let me get them two numbers real quick with the old mathematicals. See what they are. So in those equations, I came up with a 24,000 top ring, 26,000 second. Then over else it says minimum of a 0.15. It says like how many's here. So that's what I'm gonna run them at. Yeah, that's pretty good from the get-go. Beautiful. Alright, don't remember where I left off. But anyhow, when we were gapping them, I got the 24, 26, and that seemed tight to me, and that's where we ran with them there for a minute. So then I got on 302, pushed on there. Since it seemed a little tight to me. And everybody agreed. And consensus said 28 top, 30 second. So that's what I ended up doing. 28 top, 30 in the second ring. I'm gonna let her eat, man. Yeah, a little bit ain't gonna make a difference. I'd rather have a little bit too big than too small, so they don't collapse in together. Short block is together. So there she is. It's all torqued down, buttoned up. Waiting on the cam. I think it's gonna be here at the end of the week. So once we get the cam, I'll put the head studs in, which I can do the head studs and the heads not now if I really wanted to, but well, I'll be in a hurry if I don't have the cam yet, right? So when we get that cam, we'll keep her moving. Then we get her done. The other thing I got left now, I think, I need a map sensor. I need a clutch kit. I need some dash 8 line for E85 because I had to end up using mine. And probably odds and ends shit, I'm sure. But anyway, not much. Bulk of it is here. Vortec got a hold of me today. Power pipe, or the, you know what I'm talking about. Pipe to the throttle body from the supercharger. That was finally shipping out tomorrow. That and the blow off valve. That's been a couple weeks right now. So, still got to paint the lower intake that's laying there. Then the oil pan. Once I get the timing chain cover and junk on it, I'm gonna stick the oil pan up on it, put the supercharger brackets on it, see where my return is gonna be for the oil line. Get that drilled out, and then my buddy's going to TIG weld the fitting into that for me for the oil return. Then I can paint it, mount it, and slam the heads on it, lower intake and junk, and I think it's about ready to go in. I'm actually throw it in without the clutch on it, obviously. I can just put the flywheel on it and put her up in there like that for now. Be easier. Well, I mean, I got the lift, so it's not gonna be terrible bad, I guess. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get that far. We're not that far yet, but definitely getting close finally. Phew. Oh, Mayo going to live again. She might even chirp a tire this time. All right, man. Next video, like I said, probably be hopefully maybe button that engine up so we can get her dropped in there. We'll see. We don't know yet. Figure it out when we get there. Deuces.